Well, I'm back from Joe Nall. I had a blast. I was there Wednesday afternoon, Thursday, Friday, and left Saturday afternoon. So had a great time. In this video you're about to see, if you're a newbie to Joe Nall, you've never been there, it's a huge complex. It has something like 7 flight lines. You have the major main flight line with all the big jets and all the giant scale planes. You've got a lake for float flying or remote control boats. Then you've got an electric line for non-3D. Then you have a line for 3D electric. Then you have the real 3D line, which is the giant scale 3D, which also has a pond there for people to dip their tails into. Then you've got a control line circle and a drone race course. And I hear there's talk of putting in, there's also a helicopter area. Last year I heard there was talk that they might put in a glow flight line. And I wish they would, because we're not quite done with glow yet. I think it would be enough people that would want it to have it. I've got my Joe Nall shirt on. They were giving these away free. The downside is they're only XL in size, so I feel like I'm kind of wearing a tent here. So this video has chapters if you want to advance or if you want to skip things. What I'm going to do is walk through or drive through Joe Nall and show all the different areas, and also all the airplanes that were on the flight lines for electric and the main giant scale line. It was beautiful weather Wednesday afternoon. Thursday was light to medium showers all day. So that was a good day to put lights on this Hummer little plane. Then Friday was a really humid day, and there was some light sprinkles in the morning. Then Saturday, there was a lot of wind Friday. Then Saturday, we started to finally see some blue skies, and then again, there was the wind. So this was an expensive trip for me, which I'll get to at the end of the video in the Carnage portion of things that happened. But for now, enjoy the video. If you haven't been there, grab some popcorn and just take a look at what Joe Nall has to offer, and hopefully you can get there at some point. That's definitely a life bucket list if you can make it. And that's in Woodruff, South Carolina. So anyway, it's an awesome event, and so I hope you enjoy yourself. We are coming up to the entrance of Triple Tree Aerodrome for Joe Nall. Here we are, pulling in Joe Nall 2023. Nice trees line the way in. We've had rain here all day yesterday, so things are a bit muddy. All parking over there. We've got a helicopter field over there. And I thought there was a drone racing field over here, but I hear it's over by the control line, so maybe that's where it is. They had it over here in the past. So you come up to the welcome station where you get signed in, and you can get ice if you need it, and get tickets for the dinners. I've already checked in, so we don't need to stop. So down here you can see the lake right between the trees down there in the center. Over to the left here you see the main line. airplane for sale, like you often see around here. There's vendor row to the right, and to the left is the main line for giant scale. Row of porta potties, that's important. Oh, I need to go to vendor row. I forgot. Let's just pull in here. Get in where you fit in. So I'll just park here. Got to take my foamy to vendor row and get a motor replaced. No, it wasn't me that crashed this time. I let a kid fly my airplane and he was spinning towards the ground full throttle and didn't get pulled up in time, so it went in and broke the shaft. All right, that's coming into Joe Nall. This is the closest I can get to the electric line. Well, electric line number 1. I'm equidistant to the electric line number 2, maybe a little bit closer. That's where they do 3D only. And way down there in the distance, let's see, way down there is the main 3D line where all the big gassers love to play. And over here is the control line area over in the distance. It's fun to give that a try if you never have. It's a neat experience. Here is my tent set up, my trailer in the background, trying to dry out the blanket after rain all day yesterday, light to medium rain off and on. Now today the rain stops, but it's very windy, as you might hear. And here's my pile O planes. I was able to maiden the P-39 yesterday, and she flew great. Not my best landing in the world as far as the approach, but got it under control and landed it well. Tricycle landing gear is really nice. I think I need to move the wheel a little bit to the right. As it taxis, it wants to pull pretty hard left, and it's not really from torque, so I have to look at that today. All right, we're walking the line on the electric line for all those who couldn't come. But that wind is something today.
It really is. I think we'd be doing all right though.
Yeah.
Seems fairly steady.
Yeah, and there's a nice long runway too.
Yeah. Oh, hey, that's my Bronco.
Oh.
Never enough room to pack all the planes that I want to pack.
I know, right? I thought getting a trailer was gonna fix that. Nah. Hey guys,
Hey, how are you?
living the dream.
I hear you.
MiG-21 I put in the woods last year.
And the F-16 I put in the grass 2 weeks ago.
Oh yeah. Is she repaired now?
Nah, I haven't looked at it.
Yeah. Don't blame you.
I talked a bit with Adam. I'm blanking on his last name. Delta pilot Adam.
Riles. Oh, don't know.
He has the same plane. So I think it might be a combination of a couple of things. One is he suggested to move the battery a little bit further back, make it a little more tail heavy.
Uh-huh.
And he also said that that plane doesn't like cheap batteries. So the China Hobby line battery may have been a problem too.
Oh.
So I probably need to plop down $150 on a freaking battery to get the thing in the air.
Isn't that the way it goes? It's like the can of beans is free, but the can opener is $150.
Yeah, right. It's a very expensive free airplane.
Yes, it is. But at least you found somebody who knows its characteristics and give you some kind of guidance.
Didn't the vendors do demo flights? Like,
yes.
They allow you to fly the planes?
Oh, I don't think so. None that I know of.
Okay.
They gave away planes to 10 kids last night and had a 3D competition.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and then whoever won, fifth place was $100, fourth is $200 on up, and number one won a 20 channel Spectrum.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
That's
and
a really expensive radio.
it went to a 10-year-old.
Nice.
Yeah,
Good for him.
I know.
I'm trying to keep an eye out for a good deal on an RB8 10E, the smaller version of the RB8.
That looks more like that, right? The Cessna? Oh, wait, no. RV8 is the private one with the low wings.
That orange one there. That's
Okay.
an RB8.
Oh,
But they make a smaller one that runs on smaller 6-cell batteries,
uh-huh.
of which I have a pile from my quads.
Ah,
Huge Cirrus.
yeah, it is.
Grant. I did bring my Tundra. I have some fun playing around with all those new mixes I added.
Uh-huh.
I added half full span ailerons.
How you
The
doing?
flaps only move in one direction.
Uh-huh.
So I'll be interested to see what happens with one aileron up on one side, then on the other side an aileron down and a flap down.
Yeah, that's going to be weird.
I'm guessing it'll make some adverse yaw, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Also added a crow mix,
Uh-huh.
so I can get the ailerons up and the flaps down at the same time.
Cool.
And I added a high alpha mix.
Man, you went to
Something I found
town.
on the Two Brothers RC channel.
Uh-huh.
One of the things he mixes into his jets is he mixes his flaperons into his elevator so that the ailerons both go up in time with the elevator.
Okay.
And supposedly it makes it easier to do high alpha.
Huh.
Now he does it on a jet.
Ooh, warbirds. Focke Wolf.
See what it does on a Tundra.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, the Tundra's pretty nimble, so that'll be pretty interesting.
That's the FMS maybe. Oh, there's the FMS Warthog. I got a good deal on one of those at Perry.
Oh, cool.
It's still sitting in the box. I haven't put it together yet.
And that concludes the walk of the electric line. This is the float line. You get RC boats on here and planes. There's one getting ready to go. This is the main line of Joe Nall.
Oh, those are big planes.
Yes, they are. Hey, is that a chipmunk? I think that's a chipmunk. No, it's got different rounded wings.
I think if we went out today, it'd be a lot. I mean, it's light today. Yesterday was rainy.
They just did it in a chipmunk camo. There it is.
Does look chipmunky.
Molly.
Last year they had a GB that I think was like 50% scale. Wow. They also had there's a guy that comes here that has Fokker DR1s 50%.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Put. That sounds funny.
Weird sounding motor.
It is. Maybe they're still doing demos.
Maybe.
Only 2 planes up.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Where's mine? That's what I'm saying.
I had more a few minutes ago.
doing planker shit.
Okay, people clapping, they're still doing demos.
Uh-huh.
Huh? I was telling him you had good advantage.
There's so many planes to look at here.
What else we got going on?
Wow, look at those big jets.
Mm-hmm.
Now we are going to the drugstore.
The planes are impressive, and then you see the people fly them, and it's just jaw-dropping sometimes.
Big boxes to fly here for you. Yeah.
Looks like it has a pop-out motor.
You can see with the windshield on the nose.
Huh.
Yeah, the yellow one took off in literally 2 feet. It was up in the air. I don't think the wheels even rolled. It just went up. Tell me, what engines do we have in this again?
Ooh, look at that Fokker Wolf.
130 and the rating of course is 4 and the power supply is powerful.
Of course. From our friends at Emmerich. Absolutely.
Yes.
Now, Emmerich wasn't able to come this year.
No, but we would like to greet him from here, from the main line.
Absolutely. Not an
There's a cup for you.
And red and white you can see the also from the store. To the right of the wingspan.
Oh, yeah. I think that's the same size as the one on Facebook for $500 that needs landing gear. That's such a cheap price for that.
Really, a single cylinder.
I can't believe it's not sold. At least the last time I looked at it. Okay, there's the chipmunky one. Let's get a view of that.
We saw more than one arm for this here. We have also another one in the box with the wing. That is cool.
Now, you guys need to take one of these models and go to Dubai and land in the hotel like they did.
And if you are interested to buy one of these
Pavilion's here.
here in the US, you can order a cheap aircraft. Do you like the presentation? Can I have it?
That's the one I'm looking for.
Oh, okay.
A plane with 4 electric engines. The wingspan is 30 feet and also the length is 30 feet.
So if you're going to do a multi-engine airplane, I would go with
Mark
electric
Riley.
because those work every single time.
I think it's the easiest way to do
Oh,
it.
yeah.
It was former with combustion engine. But now a warm applause for the group team.
He was
All right, let's give a
so
big round
kind
of
to
applause.
help me getting used to gassers and stuff. I wanted to do something for him, so I made him a scarf for the pilot.
Ah, that's cool.
The pilots, Stefan, Manuel,
Oh, wow.
Mario.
I don't know what you call that thing, but
Interesting.
huge.
A few infos to the Supercon. Of course, 4 engines. Each engine
Huh.
is just 250
Very cool.
drums, so very, very small engine. Driven by 6 S-LiFo. Each engine
Oh, wow.
has one S-LiFo, 5,000 amps. The controller is a controller 90 amps, so you just have not more than radio, of course, power box 4.
Yeah, it's a big tank.
Oh, yeah.
But it is already 20 years. 20 years. The props are counter-rotating. To left is the red, right is rotating. 14 props, 8 counter-props with 3 radios. The fuselage is in honeycomb, very, very light. And the wing is normal foam, and it is very heavy because all the engines and batteries are inside the wing. Now it's a very low thing. Soft touch and go. Thank you.
That's a neat racer.
Oh yeah, that's really cool.
You'd definitely need a collar if you were flying that in the cockpit.
Yeah, no kidding.
There's a big GB.
These things are so funny looking.
They are. There was one for sale.
A giant GB?
Not giant.
One last low pass, and then
let's face it,
will have landing of this Carnage.
Ooh, that looks like the Phoenix Spitfire I just got. Gaggle of Oracle planes.
So and now, please upright your table, your backrest of your seats. Switch off any electronic devices and prepare for landing.
Mira, 8x8.
Thank you very much, Friedrich Morsch, with his Super Constellation.
Right next to the Horizon pavilion, actually. Just on the far side of it.
Oh, Stuka.
never seen that paint scheme on one before.
Yep.
I wonder if it's historical or just vintage.
I think it's historical.
Bigger's not always better.
I feel like I've seen it before. Here is part of the vendor row, Joe Nall 2023. There are just all kinds of things here, from wing bags and prop protectors to airplanes to balsa and plywood, all kinds of electrical connectors, powered gas cans, all kinds of good stuff.
I first say 70% of the cost of the gear on that. I mean, that gear's, yeah.
I had a peek way back in the day. That was the hardest part of the year.
$100. Man, we're there. Oh, then you got to do the gears and the motor and stuff.
This is the large hangar at Joe Nall. Get some video inside here in a minute. Here's a Cub. Names written on it is new. It looks like, I don't know if people donated or what, but Matt Chapman is known in the industry, and EAA Chapter 249. Pretty cool. Got some planes up here. This GB has a Volkswagen engine in it. That's what the rumor mill says. This is an NC13PH. Beautiful plane. This yellow one here on the wall is a Valkyrie, and that was built by people who visited here. In another hangar, they've got a build hangar. You can write your name on pieces and glue them in place. So that happened, and it flew a couple times, and then they've mounted it here. Got a little piece of me in there. All right, here I think is the building hangar where they do the community building. And that's a big ass fan. If you don't know, that's literally the name of the company.
Oh yeah, I have one at home.
Really?
I mean, not the big shop size like that.
I
I have
know.
one of their indoor fans.
I didn't know they did indoor.
They do. They're really nice fans.
Learn something every day.
It's nice because it's Wi-Fi enabled, so I can just tell Alexa to turn the fan on and off. All right, Chief.
It figures. I would expect no less from you.
Sneak out there and see what's going on.
So what are we building?
I'm done charging.
Someone here is a gentleman over there in the corner.
Oh, okay.
Doing something with this jet.
Oh, okay.
It's his.
That's a gorgeous plane.
It is. Something else.
Man, that's big.
Yeah, that is big.
Yeah.
We're going to fly this one on Friday. We'll finish building what we do this year, and it'll get covered and finished during the meet next year and flown Friday. And then they're going to auction that one and this one off.
Oh, wow.
A raffle. They're going to raffle them off.
Okay. So it's a Volks plane?
It's a
you said?
Volks plane.
Volks
Pat
plane.
Marcus built that plane in 1970 and flew it to who did he fly? To the big flying up in
Oh, Oshkosh.
Oshkosh twice.
Okay. Very cool. And that's a 40% size.
Yep.
And we're building a 75%?
75%.
75%. Okay. Very cool. Thanks for the info.
Still between the edges.
By the time I landed, pretty much all you see on the side was a flashing red light, and the ground lit up with a flash of landing light. Yes. Yeah, that's what it is.
You done this before, Matt?
Even in a tree. Right down.
Cool, because when it's coming towards you, like the needles have that one, you can tell what your road like. You know, so if you have one with landing lights, instead of a feel for the plane before you kind of get is a big white light.
immediately side of yours, wrong one, and start going that way. What?
I was just saying, what's up?
Oh, come on.
I was looking and I thought you were like sucking on your thumb. You were sucking on the pipes.
Don't mind me. Just over here sucking on my stuff.
That was originally when you look at it. It's like when I saw
There's
you,
a smile on my face.
yeah. I'm like, let's keep that between us.
Yeah.
There, you know, Greg Deal. You remember Greg Deal? What's that?
Before I show this next section, I just want to give a shout out to this exceptional young man that I met, 13-year-old Nathan. He asked me a question as I was passing by, a question about what size motor I was using, and that just gave a discussion, and that led to being each other's spotters, and then just hanging out and being buddies for the event. So it was a really good time. You know, you see so many kids with such bad behavior. When you come across one that is intelligent and thoughtful and curious and has personality, has some charisma, you know, it just gives you faith that we've got good people still going into the hobby and that there are still good kids out there. So it was really a pleasure to meet that young man, and I really enjoyed just buddying around with him while at the event. I wanted to adopt a kid, but maybe next time. So here's a picture of him working on getting lights on my airplane. And then we actually get the lights on and show the finished version. Okay, I'm here with my new spotter buddy, Nathan, and we've decided to take the Hummer and make it lit for the night. So we're putting on our tail first, which is going to be blue. We're gluing globs of glue, say that a couple times fast, to keep all the wires where they need to be. We're going to run an extension, a 24-inch extension, going down to the fuselage to connect to this bad boy here that plugs into the 3S, and then all of these that are for the light. So we'll have a blue tail, red and green wings, and a white fuselage. And we're putting the lights in kind of upside down. The sticky side didn't work on this foam, so we're using hot glue, but we're also facing the lights inward, hoping that it's going to illuminate the foam and spread out. We did kind of a test last night of holding up my wing that has lights up against the fuselage and against the wings, and those lights seem to power through, so that's the hope. Hey, and there's blue, rocking and rolling, coming along nicely. So that's what we do on a day like today where it's raining off and on. Hopefully that's going to go by tomorrow. Hopefully it'll die down tonight. It's kind of been off and on, but not heavy, thankfully. Here's our final product with the lights going inward to the foam. I think it's going to turn out great for flying at night. It really blends the light out into the foam like we were hoping. Excellent, the face of victory. All right, good job. So this is the Carnage portion of the video. Like I said, it was an expensive trip to Joe Nall, but man, it was a good trip. So what all happened? Well, I took my new to me P39, FMS P39 Era Cobra Hell's Bells. So I maidened it. I didn't get any footage of the maiden. Sorry about that. Things went fine. Had to put the battery really far aft. For example, the leading edge of the battery was about to here and back. So that was pretty far back. But it flew well. So then on my second flight, I'm flying it, and I was coming from the down leg into the turn for the main leg, and another plane and I operated in the same airspace at the same time. So it ripped out my landing gear. I had not pulled my landing gear up yet. It ripped out my landing gear, broke my spinner, broke my prop. Got those on order now. Otherwise, I'm walking away okay. So this is kind of like a free airplane now, as they say. So I'll just hot glue these things back in and wait for my spinner and prop to get here, and then should be good to go. She flew great. She had some spirit to her on 4S, that's for sure. I would say she's hitting 80 to 100. It'll be interesting to actually put GPS in there. This airplane had been crashed before, and the front end had broken off, but no damage with that this time. The other person's plane was a T6 Trojan, and unfortunately I completely ripped the tail off that. Now I say I ripped it off. That's what hit with the landing gear. This was one of those situations that, you know, our spotters, neither one of our spotters caught it. Neither one of us caught it. It just happened, and sometimes it happens. So it wasn't really that one person was doing something they shouldn't have been doing. It's just his plane was bigger than mine, probably 1.5 to 2 times mine. So maybe that threw off one or both of our depth perceptions. But we'll get that plane up and going. Then what about this guy? So this guy put LEDs on it at Joe Nall, faced them inwards instead of outwards so that they would make the foam glow, and it worked. It worked well. So I let somebody fly it that was new to 3D and new to maneuvers, and they were going to stay high, but they were about medium height and came down in a spin and ended up not pulling up from the ground fast enough and spiraled straight in. So that broke the shaft on the motor, actually, and then broke off the front end of the airplane. So we got that all glued back together, put a new motor on there, and this thing is squealing when it gets up to full throttle, like the shaft is spinning inside of the collet. So I don't know what's going on with it. I take the entire collet and propeller and spinner off, and there's no extra noise. But when I go up to full throttle, then there's noise, and then it stops rotating. So if you have any ideas on what that's about, I'm going to post a small video about it and ask for some help. The replacement motor was only $10, but so wouldn't kill me just to get another one. But I don't think it's a motor issue. I think it has to do with the collet somehow, and it's definitely on there as tight as I can get it. So I don't know what's going on with that. So that was another incident. So that's the second time I let somebody fly my plane, and that's the second time the plane went in full throttle, nose first to the ground. So there will be no more letting people fly my airplanes. Then there's my trusty wing that I have been going to a lot this year when I don't have my other airplanes up and going. So what happened here was, you can see there's strips of Velcro for the battery, and then there's this this round dowel that's in there. So normally I would put the battery to where it fit all the way forward. I wanted to see if I could get it more maneuverable, so I put it back about another inch. For whatever reason, that 1 inch of Velcro made all the difference of whether this would hold a battery when I did a spin or not hold the battery. So I did a spin, and sure enough, the battery fell out, pushed the top open. As soon as the battery fell out, of course, my CG was gone. I had no control of the airplane, so it just came down nose first. So I've had this for, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 years now, and I hate to see her go, but I was also getting a little bored with it. I wanted to throw in some rudders on it, but the person who designed this and built it for me at my field, he's always experimenting and building wings. He now has rudders on a wing and a new design that he can actually knife edge with it, which I didn't think was possible with Delta wings. So he's gonna, reuse what he can and rebuild it again. So not too upset about this. It was kind of time for something different. Then what else happened? Well, sorry, something fell in my trash. It shouldn't fall in there. So this was the first time I really got to use my generator. It's a 1800 watt startup, 1400 continuous watt. I've got a 100-foot 10 gauge extension cord. I I was in my trailer and I had, what I have hooked up, maybe a small glue gun, a phone charger, and then I had the extension cord. Well, I had a six plug, one of those 6-plug power strips plugged into the extension cord, and we needed to solder something, so we stick in the soldering iron, and as it starts heating up, it was smoking at the 6-port extension. So of course we stopped, unplugged everything, and also it was dimming the lights and bringing the lights back up to full, kind of on a cycle. So the person suggested, hey, let's adjust the throttle screw for how far the throttle will travel to increase the RPMs on the generator. So it seemed like a good idea to me, so I said, go ahead. We did that. So then we only had the soldering iron plugged in, no lights or anything. Got done with the soldering iron, went back to the glue gun and phone charger, and did a lot of glue gun stuff. So then the generator was still on high RPM, and I then took it out to charge my batteries, took it out to my battery charger on a table I had outside. And thankfully I was there when it happened. I heard this poof, and then all of a sudden a bunch of smoke started coming out of my charger. So unplugged all that stuff. I thought a battery had gone up, but it wasn't the batteries. I was only charging 4 3S, balance charging 4 3S 1300 to 2200 milliamp hour batteries. So I'm glad I was there to stop it. But this is the second charger that I've bought, the same brand, same model. This one was actually version 2 that I bought, that the internal power supply had some kind of problem and shorted out or blew up. So, I mean, this thing's like $250. So it's a little frustrating. So I don't know if that's a charger thing or if something's going on with the higher RPMs with the generator, or if maybe I got too heavy and too long of an extension cord, creating too many ohms. So I'm trying to figure that out now, talking with some people. I think the problem is going to be the extension cord. I probably need to go to a 50-foot 12 gauge instead of a 100-foot 10 gauge. So that's probably what I'll do before the next flying event coming this weekend already. There's another Warbird event at the Pecan Patch. So, yeah, just kind of an expensive time at Joe Nall, but I really had a blast. So that's the way it should be. Nothing much more to say. So if you enjoyed this video, I hope you'll like, subscribe, do all that stuff. And if you really enjoyed it, you're welcome to throw a donation into Patreon. I'm trying to save up for a better camera and a better microphone, actually a separate microphone. So the sound quality and video quality will be the best for you guys. So that's that. But either way, I wish you blue skies and good speed.